Hey everyone, it's Frank and today we are with Nathan. Nathan is someone that I met in Australia. You know Nathan, like when I landed in Australia the first time, I just came from New Zealand. A lot of people tell me New Zealand, Australia, the one is just the little brother of the other one. So tell me your point of view about this.
Well, I have some New Zealand friends and they wouldn't like me saying they're like my little brothers, but like obviously same language, similar cultures, very sports oriented. There's a lot of differences, but there's also a lot of similarities as well.
So I guess you still love Kiwis people, right? You're not like in fight. So, and you say you're from Perth originally?
Yes.
So what about like east side, west side of Australia?
I think there's a bit of a difference between the east and west. Obviously, when you think of Australia, you think of Sydney, Melbourne, the Great Barrier Reef, that's all on the east coast. You ask someone, have you been to Perth? And most people will say no.
Yeah.
You say, are you planning to visit Perth? And they say no. Everyone's been to Sydney, wants to visit Sydney, go to Melbourne, and understandable because they're great cities. But Perth is special on its own. I believe the West Coast has some of the best beaches, coastline in the whole world. You can't beat it. You got Margaret River, Dunsborough, Denmark. It's just an amazing place to visit. Whenever I meet someone over here, I always try to recommend them to go
to Perth?
Perth at least once while you're here, you know. Yeah. Perth is the main capital city, but Fremantle's my hometown. It's very multicultural, great beaches. It's like a little European town. There's one street, it's basically like Little Italy, a lot of cafes, Italian restaurants, that sort of thing.
How long have you been living there?
I've been there my whole life, so I moved over when I was 30 to Sydney.
Oh,
so
wow.
for 30 years I was in Perth. Always wanted to just travel a little bit, live in another city. Yeah. A couple of years ago, Perth was going through a bit of a hard time with jobs-wise, and I finished my degree. And as I said, I always wanted to go to the East Coast. I think Sydney has a similar sort of lifestyle to Perth.
Yes.
Nice weather, beaches, that's my thing. Perth is a more quieter place. Someone in my age who's single, young, they want to go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
You might, after a while, a bit bored of Perth, and that's what I found myself personally. Sydney had a lot of jobs, so I decided to make the move over.
And what you're doing for work?
So I'm in finance now. We deal with a lot of investors and fund managers and help them with all their administration duties, that sort of thing. I guess it's always been an interest of mine.
Yeah.
Finance, the stock market. That's sort of why I went in to do finance and economics in university. Over the past few years, I've noticed that I've started to take an interest more in like personal finance, and I believe there's a lot of changes that's happening throughout the world today where it's even more important to have a financial education. A few years ago, I picked up Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is you've obviously read, and I'm sure a lot of people are aware of. It is life changing. It just opens your eyes into how people who are wealthy. It really is one of those light bulb moments when you read it. I thought, well, I like to get into trading, just learn how to manage one's own money and just take control of your financial future. I'm someone who likes to learn a lot first before I get into it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But then again, it is best to just sometimes jump into it. That's probably the best way to learn. We just passed the coronavirus and the market was a bit volatile and it probably wasn't a good time to invest. But I think now is maybe a good time. The market seems to be going up. Whether that's sustainable, we don't know.
It's very hard, it's very unpredictable. A lot of people, they are lazy. Everyone wants to be rich, but not a lot want to put like the time and efforts into learning. What would you recommend, like just people to do at the beginning, like to quickly start, like let's say easy steps for maybe in 1 month you start to invest, or maybe in few months? I
think with anything, you want to learn the foundations. It's just like learning any new skill. You know what it is you're doing. You're dealing with your own hard-earned money, so you don't just want to gamble basically. You want to look after your money and give yourself the best chance to grow your wealth. Learn about basics of finance, investing, economics. Read what you can, listen to podcasts, watch TV shows, learn the basics, understand how the market works. When you feel comfortable and when you're ready, put a little bit of money in, see how you go and learn. When you're ready, then go for it, because that's, as I said, that's the best way to learn. You need to know what you want to invest in, and another thing is just to have your emotions in check. The whole psychology of the market is fear and greed. It's all about controlling your own emotions and not letting the psychology take control of you. You want to make the right decisions, knowing when to increase your winners, when to cut your losses, and that all adds up to your bottom line.
That's a very good recipe. It's a game, once again. When you need to try at the beginning, just be in check like as well about your emotion. And what I learned, especially in meditation, is like the foundation is like knowing how it goes with your feelings, you know, you don't do silly decisions, you need to be patient. No things that are great in life come quickly and easy.
Exactly.
It would be boring, you know, like if you could get like this beautiful, like I don't know, Ferrari, like you could get like a cheap car. No, it's like, it's for a reason we enjoy it so much as men. I just wanted to know, like you live in Sydney. It's a nice city, especially I enjoy. I've been to Koh Sabo, I've been to Melbourne before. Even after New Zealand, like the comparison between the two countries, you see this difference. Here there is more travelers in New Zealand. Obviously, Australia is more famous. I don't know, when I was here, I was so excited about meeting local people like you know. I wanted to know, what do you think about the fact that there is so many like travelers who want to come to Australia? Like, you think it's a good thing for the country, for yourself? Do you like meeting people, or do you think that sometimes it's too much and it can slow down, I don't know, the country?
I think it's good to have people come into your country. I'm putting myself into other travelers' shoes. I've been there, I've done that. I went to Europe for 3 months last year and I had an amazing time. Learned a lot about different cultures. When you're traveling, even by yourself, you really start to learn more about yourself. You be more independent. And so I try to put myself into their shoes and saying, so I know why they want to come here. Like, a lot of people come from Europe, South America, other side of the world, so they want to see what living in Australia is like. And I think it's great people come here because it just adds more to the culture. Sydney is very multicultural, so having everyone come here, it just adds to the whole cosmopolitan lifestyle. You know, they pick up life experiences, they work a bit, they learn about the culture, meet friends, have a good time.
And for people who expect to see the Australian lifestyle, like every day you fit your, you know, you take your flip-flops, you go with your surfboards, you go to the beach, enjoy maybe a meat pie, eat all those stuff really Australian. Very cliche, yeah. How it looks like for you, like what would you say is different? Yeah. What can you find, you've been to Europe, what can you find only in Australia? Or there is some stuff that you feel it's really strong in your culture and that people can see the difference between their country and your country?
Well, it's hard because one thing I noticed when I went to Europe, how strong cultures were. You go to France, there's a really strong culture there. You go to Italy, you go to Spain, they got the siestas, they have dinner late at night, they have their national dishes, the paella, all that kind of stuff. I love it. They party till like 12 or 1. You know,
that's very different.
They go to bed late and they sleep in and they do it all over again, you know.
Yeah.
We have our own culture here as well, but Australians are very laid back. Food-wise, we don't really have, I'd say, a national dish. Some would disagree with me, but like you think of Australian food, you think of like meat pies, sausage rolls.
A lot of people, they think about like finding kangaroos here on steak or something like this.
People think like there's kangaroos jumping in the street. It's nothing like that.
No, not in Sydney, yeah.
But we do have kangaroo meat, which is very nice, very lean meat, quite good for you. If you don't mind the smell when it's cooking. My mother used to always complain about it. But I think it's a really good lean meat to have. Australia is more about work, getting ahead, which is fine. But it does add a bit more pressure to the average person. Whereas I noticed in Europe, it's very laid back, chilled. People are less worried about money and all that kind of stuff, but they're more about having a good life, enjoying their life, which is quite refreshing. You know, part of me wishes I was born there because I could just have that sort of lifestyle. Yeah. But every morning to a French cafe.
Exactly, croissant.
Pain au chocolat.
You say good pain au chocolat. Here I hear a lot of chocolate croissant, but it's good you say pain au chocolat.
Coffee's a thing as well. Like I love the coffee in Europe. It's very strong, black. That's how it should be. Here
it's different as well.
There's a lot of milk. Yeah. Lattes and...
What? Okay, tell me like 5 coffee you can find in Australia.
Cappuccinos, you got lattes, chai lattes, you can add all different combinations, soy.
Mochaccino,
cappuccino. To me, it just should be like straight black coffee.
You said like we don't really have a culture in Australia. You are very similar to British culture, or what do you think?
I think there is a similarity. I mean, we do have a culture, I guess. Like we do love to like play sports, go to the beach.
I've been very sad when I saw there was no boomerang.
Yes.
For me, boomerang was so much Australian. I come here, impossible to find someone playing boomerang.
Yeah, I've probably seen maybe 2 boomerangs in my entire life.
Oh my god, okay.
So,
and it's for a reason a lot of people as well, they want to come to Australia, they want to stay. It's because there is these little things like in your country, like just everything seems so relaxed. people are definitely less judgmental. I feel that to compare to Europe, where everyone's like really like looking about how is everyone, you know, like what they wear and stuff. Here it's more like you can go in a shop and be barefoot and no one's like care. And this is the kind of things I love. It's like this freedom of spirit, like you be as you are and people accept you like this. Even in big city like Sydney, I don't feel like people overlook. When you travel and you meet people like Nathan, they not only share you about the culture they've got in the country, but as well they know some stuff that you were not expecting to find in Australia. So I know that soon we're gonna cook a quiche, a real French quiche. What's because Mr. is not just a good investor, he's not a perfect Australian, but as well, he's cooking good food. I tried, guys. He's been doing some good burgers for Australian Day, I think it was, or something like this. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was Australia Day.
Australian Day. Give us your special dish.
I don't know, there's so many good ones I love to make. Maybe a paella?
Paella.
Yeah, I've made it twice.
Okay.
Back in Perth, and they both turned out pretty good, so.
Oh, nice. What is your secret ingredient you put in your paella?
Love, bro.
That is really like the Australian, you know, like specialty. Okay, nice.
Yep.
And this is something great that I recommend to everyone when you start traveling is you just don't meet one person, one culture, but you meet a real world. So I'm very proud to have a friend like you that makes my travel richer and so good, like, you know, because I learned so much from you about you and the culture and everything. And yeah, and I just wish everyone to do this, to just go somewhere for maybe a few months and just meet local people, try to have this time, try to save money, start to travel. If you do like me, a working holiday visa, and you meet people after like Nathan, it's you just eat new food, you just go around the city, you enjoy every day like we've been doing today and every weekend. That's the best. So on this I want to finish. Maybe you want to say an Australian slang? How do you say bye-bye in Australian slang?
Catch you later.
Catch you later, easy.